Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning from wherever you are watching. Welcome to Maconi Entertainment live on YouTube, all the way from Daytona International Speedway. Tonight, night 2 of Jeff Maconi's Boot Camp live and ready to go as we are in qualifying here. I'm Adam Thompson, and joining me as last night, Ron Mons, and of course, Howie Burrows behind the cameras here and in charge of the broadcast. Ron, last night we saw a very epic finish, and with a total of 18 cars, tonight we have nearly double that.
Yeah, so the field will get cut down to size, 33 being the limit usually here in these Maconi events, but either way, we're going to have a stacked field of racers. Going to see a wild race too. I mean, last night with 18 cars, we saw a lot of chaos, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of goofy goobery. We'll have to see if we get a little bit more of that here in this race. Just running through the format, you can see the racetrack up there. 50 laps, same as last night. That's probably going to be 50 laps of terror for this field.
It will be a full field of cars, 50 laps, 1 fast repair, and of course 3 green-white checker attempts. Last night we did see 1 green-white checker attempt, and I tried to tell Ron that he owes me money. Does not believe me, but
because I don't have any.
Yeah, that's true. I told you I would take that Applebee's gift card from you. But tonight, I expect probably all 3 of those green-white checker attempts to be used up. Of course, last night's race winner, thousands of a second, actually blipping Jeff Maconi at the line last night. So we are going to be in for another great showdown here at Jeff Maconi's boot camp as he's getting ready for the ARCA test this weekend at Daytona, the actual ARCA test at Daytona. So it will be very interesting to see what he learned last night. He was very competitive, I would say, Ron, and just could not get the speed at the end to get the win.
Yeah, when it comes to these plate races, even in these slower ARCA cars, you just gotta rely on the luck. That is really at the core of it. If you have some good luck, you're gonna get a good result. If you have a couple of falling anvils come down, you're gonna find yourself in a bit of trouble. So, I think Jeff kind of saw himself being on the tough end of luck towards the end, but hey, there's still a lot left to fight for. We, of course, have this race here tonight, another 50 lapper, and then tomorrow we're going to run it back here on Maconi Entertainment for night 3 of this first edition of 2026, Jeff Maconi's ARCA Boot Camp, and hearing as well that we're not actually going to have 33 starters, we're going to have 35, so it takes 2 more to tango. That would be a that'll be a nice round. How would that work out to be? That would be 17, like 16 and a half rows.
Yep, something like that. 35 cars. So let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. Row 1, our pole sitter, the 83 of Dylan Drelling. On the outside, the number 30 of David Moransky. Row 2. On the inside, starting in 3rd, Blank Dorney, and on his outside, the 86 of Jeffrey Maconi. Row 3, Hendrick Briggs in the 23 car, and on his outside, of course, the famous Carson Quapple is here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited to see him here tonight. He's racing the number 20. And then row number 5, Nathan Barrows and Desmond Burnell will start 7th and 8th. Row number 5, rounding out the top 10, Tyler Reed in the number 38 machine. And of course, thank you so much for showing up with the Cletus McFarland. And on his outside, the 17 of Tristan Hell. Outside of the top 10 tonight, the 52 of Andrew Register, who had a rough night last night. And on his outside, the 117 of Terry Henry. 13th and 14th, Cameron Verplank and Eli McDonald in the 61 and 49, and then the 77 of Tony A. Green and Sean Futrell. Jeremy Briggs, a racer here last night in the 48 machine, and on his outside, the 69 of Kurt Mills starting in 18. Rounding out the top 20, Andrew Nowlin and Wade Parks in the number 28. Ron, what do we got coming up in outside of the top 20?
Yeah, looking outside the top 20, we got Benjamin Elliott alongside Michael Winter to complete row number 11. Looking right beyond row 12, it's a number 24 in Sim with the number 94 on his car. It's Austin Sale starting this race in 23rd. Looking right behind, it's Nicholas Barrows in 25th alongside George Ledsma Jr. And looking right behind, you've got Thomas Krinkelberger alongside Joe Squadregula. So pretty interesting names that we've got on that row. It's Aiden Dillenbach starting this race in 29th next to JD Laird in 30th. And then just a few more drivers. Jamie Howell will start this race in 31st next to Matthew Barnard. It's David Applegate in 33rd, Eric Thomas in 34th. Just one more starter left in this field. Jacob Yoder, the last of your drivers in this field. Matthew Hill and everybody else behind has been sent off into the ether, so we won't have to worry about them, but we will have to worry about a pretty stacked field of racers about to line up onto pit lane to get this race up, rolling and rocking. Adam, this is going to be probably even more of a terrifying prospect than last night was for these racers.
Oh, 100%. And of course, you have a driver in here, Carson Quaffle. You got to know who this guy is in case you don't know, if you don't follow NASCAR like as much as I do. Carson Quaffle ran in the Xfinity Series this year with JR Motorsports, was in the Final Four. He unfortunately just came up short along with his teammate, Connor Zilich, but it's great to see top name driver like Carson Quaffle. He's a young driver that I think everybody needs to keep an eye out for. In his young career, somebody who I have been a fan of since his late model days when he was driving with Junior Motorsports in the late models and was performing very well. The Quaffle family as well, big generation family of racers. So keep an eye on him tonight. He is going to be the driver to keep your eyes on. And of course, Jeffrey Maconi, who's hosting this race, came up runner-up last night by 8 thousandths of a second. He definitely wants to right the wrongs from last night.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's going to be looking for a trip into victory lane. I want to give some love to Chris Amon, who I didn't get to say in the other starting grid there. A little bit too much WD-40 caused the other page to just slip around a little bit like it was on a slip and slide. No, Maconi got to look to have a good night. The bad news is for Jeff, we got 34 other drivers looking to have a good night too. And not everybody's going to have a good night. A lot of people are going to have a really bad night. I would say the chances of seeing a racer end up in the catch fence are far, far from zero.
All right. Well, field is bunched up side by side. We're going to go racing here. 50 laps around Daytona International Speedway, the most recognizable oval in the United States. One of the best races of the year. Of course, it always kicks off the NASCAR season. And this is going to be one to watch tonight. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, hit the like buttons, get this video out there, share it with your friends, do whatever you can. Get a lot of people watching what's going to unfold here tonight. The ARCA cars around Daytona International Speedway. 50 laps on the board. Field going through turns 3 and 4. Your pole sitter, Drelling, and on his outside, David Moransky. Those are going to be guys to watch out early on. I imagine everybody from last night who's here, they're going to probably take it a lot easier than they did last night. Last night, everybody was just 100% go, go, go. And that ended up biting some people in the butt. Tonight is going to be a whole lot different. It's going to be the patient game. It's going to be working the draft. And it's going to be finding some friends out there. Pace car is in. Flagman with the green flag in his hands. And we are green. Right, 50 laps around Daytona is underway. See some gaps immediately form out, but everybody staying side by side. No early movers. A little bit of moving happening towards the back end of the pack, but that's just to get those lines formed up here. Moransky out in front. Your race leader as Dylan Drelly. He went and slid back a little bit, giving Moransky the race lead. Is now Jeffrey Maconi leading the outside line as we go down the back straightaway. Now the 117 of Terry Henry. He's trying to make a move quickly here. He got out of the draft. He's on that high side, starting to make it 3 wide, further back about 4 or 5 rows. deep there, and he's the only car up there. He has no friends. He has no help. And there's a big old gap that he cannot fill, as now everybody really going around trying to figure out where they need to be. But Jeffrey Maconi leads here on lap number 1 with Carson Quapple hot on his heels.
As we see those two chasing each other's tails now down to the bottom of the racetrack, we saw that driver finally slip into tow. Didn't have friends to start off that lap, but was able to make it work. Reminds me kind of like my middle school career, but Jeff Maconi still holding on to that top spot. Look at Moransky on the high side, though. He's going to try and keep the momentum rolling. And we're going to have to see what drivers try and do to keep that momentum rolling, because we saw a lot of it last night in the smaller field. We're going to see it cranked up to about 50,000 here tonight with a much bigger pack of race cars. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely insane. Even at that top side, that is a little bit broken up. That's pretty much even bigger than the size of the pack that we had towards the end of that race yesterday.
Well, David Moransky, your race leader, with now Nathan Burrows taking that second spot. Desmond Burnell into third. Tristan Helt fourth. Jeffrey Maconi rounding out the top 5. Now that third line trying to form up a little bit more, trying to leave that middle row out to dry a little bit. Through 1 and 2, they go down the back straightaway. You can see Nathan Burrows now out in front in that NOS Energy Drinks number 9. And he's got some help of Tristan Helt in the 17. He's running the number 4 car tonight. So David Moransky will fall down to third after leading a little bit here. Jeffrey Maconi down to 7th. That's Andrew Nowlin up into 8th. Carson Quapple has now fallen down to 10th and looking on the outside in, trying to move back up. Now he's into 9th. Looking all over the place. Guys are now starting to form 3 wide. Little bit of argy-bargy action as we go down the front straightaway into turn 1. Gotta watch the bumping into the corners. You do not want to make a mistake there, especially with 36 cars. We were told it was 35. It's actually 36. Matthew Heel is in that 36 position, way in the back. But you can see this lead pack really staying bunched together here. No one breaking away just yet. But a nice little shove there by Tristan Helt onto Nathan Burrows. That's going to be a huge help to that bottom line gain momentum as we come through turn number 4 and get ready to start lap number 5.
And I will say, talking about the racers that have lost touch with this pack, I can't say that I wouldn't want to be there. I would rather be, and that's exactly why I was going to say that. We have a driver on their lid.
And I want to say the driver on their lid is going to be Carson Quapple. No, it wasn't. He made it through. Let's take a look and see what happened here. And on our first caution lap of this one, just argy-bargy and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bunch of cars in the middle of this pack get collected.
Regalia that was upside down.
Oof. Here's a closer look from the helicopter cam. Hendrick Brigg, the number 23 car. Keep an eye on him, what happens to him. He's just an innocent bystander there. And hard into the wall go multiple cars. Luckily, these guys will be able to use a fast repair, get back out there, rejoin the field. And a good effort there by the 27 of Tristan Krickenberger is what we discovered, to get on the brakes and do not cause any more damage. He saves himself a race car. Thomas Krickenberger now, you can see on his onboard, he's watching what's happening in front of him. He gets off the gas onto the brakes, and you know, I give him an A right there for not ARCA breaking that, Ron.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think is the first time that in a ARCA plate race a driver hit the brakes and actually came to a full stop to try and get through a collision without crashing into anybody else. That's maybe the first time that's happened in the history of ARCA, both on iRacing and in real life. But no, that was yeah. As I was saying, that I would rather be at the back. The drivers proved exactly why I would want to be at the back. I will say, we saw Squad Regalia go on his side. He didn't go fully upside down, but certainly was close to it. He was not alone in drivers going up in the air. Matthew Bernard in the number 35 got a bit of airtime right before the 37 got on his side. So, yeah, not even playing me like a fiddle. The field got played like a fiddle. As soon as I was going to say, yeah, I don't want to be up at the top side. That seems like a recipe for total disaster. And look what happens. It's a total disaster.
Well, this will bring the field slowed down. It's lap number 6. The caution came out on lap number 5. So we'll get these drivers back out there. You can see multiple drivers in the pits. That's the 94. And then Chris Amon as well. He actually has a black flag, so he has picked up a penalty somewhere. And Austin Sale as well has a black flag. So a couple of drivers maybe speeding down pit lane. They will have to serve their penalties. But we still got 31 drivers out on the racetrack as somebody took the chicane. Well, I mean, that's one way of taking a pace lap around Daytona. I think this time by we will double file everybody up. We did get information that this yellow flag will be shortened. So we will just have to wait and find out. Everybody else surviving that, though. Carson Quapple, though, comes out in 20th. But this has allowed Nathan Burrows to kind of maybe cool the nerves a little bit. That front pack was getting a little argy-bargy, a little bit too much. So everybody keep an eye on that. But Matthew Heel from 36th to 19th here so far. So some guys already moving up the field. So I think this time everybody goes double file, and yes, they do. Some drivers losing some laps there as well. Maybe not. I don't see anybody actually who lost a lap there. Do you, Ron?
I'm looking through. I believe there may be some that are a lap down. Maybe, yeah. Wade Parks and Joe Squadrigilia are 1 lap down. The Squadrigilia was the one that had to take a tow. I believe he's still waiting to actually rejoin the race. But looks like those are the only 2. Everybody else is still on the lead lap. Now, again, I'm not a betting man. I do not have betting man's money. However, have a feeling that will change throughout this race. I think we're going to see a decent amount of the field, at least 1 lap down. Drama going to break out. We also have to talk about the conservation of faster pairs as well. That popped up in a field half the size, literally half the size last night. But with the field now double the strength, we're probably going to see those faster pairs get used a teeny tiny bit more.
Well, we're going to go green flag racing on lap number 8. We're not even a fifth of the way through this one. But yeah, we got really good action still on the way. Everybody double filed up here. Nathan Burrows, your race leader, with Dave Moransky in second. Health and Sean Futrell are both in that second row. Desmond Burnell, Dylan Drelling, our pole sitter in row number 3. So just a little bit of a recap, and you can see there on the timing beam, just kind of where everybody ended up there after the caution. And you can see that bottom row. Wow. A lot of drivers coming into the pit lane when it wasn't open. Pace car is off. Green flag will fly, and away we go once again here at Daytona. And Nathan Burrows, I think, just got a little bit of a head start there and is going to drag that bottom line with him. But he's got to be careful of that higher side with Dave Moransky. He's getting that line in order. Here they go through turns 1 and 2, side by side. And oh, the leaders take each other out. That is a massive pileup. I didn't realize this was Moon Car.
Oh, God, we had the 3-car. I thought we were going to see a driver do a front flip a little bit farther in the back. The 3-car got absolutely clobbered. Let's take a look at this here. There's the contact. Oh, boy.
And then, and everybody just ARCA braking there. Oh, man. And when we say ARCA brakes, just kept the throttle pinned wide open. Here's Hayden Dillenbeck of this. Here we go. He kept it there. Oh, yep. And that's what happens when you actually don't use the brake pedal.
Actually, you know what is? I just thought of this quick quip. You redline it until you flatline.
Well, as I can't remember who said it a couple of years ago at Daytona. Kurt Busch on the broadcast during the ARCA Menards race. He was the leader. He said, "I ain't gonna lift unless I see a checkered flag." That was his quote, and that has been now used through the memes and everything. One of the best lines I've ever heard a driver give mid-race. I'm not lifting unless I see God or a checkered flag, and that's exactly what Dylan back there did there. So, oh man. But a lot of drivers, including Nathan Barrows and David Moransky, involved. That was a bad bump heading into the corner. That's what can happen when you're a little bit too close and you just give somebody a shove when they're not expecting it or they're not quite lined up. You get a nice little damage bill on your hand. Getting everybody single filed up. Obviously, some drivers going down to the pit. All right, getting word now. It's going to be shortened. It is going to be one to go here, but a lot of drivers coming down pit lane. So it'll be one to go when they cross the line, but we have multiple drivers going down to the pits. Jeff Maconi pulling a fast one because he was lined up to go down there and he stays out on the racetrack.
Andrew Nolan just got disqualified. I just saw that on my screen. I have no idea how he got DQ'd, but he did. I recognize his name from last night's race, and yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of investigative journalism here to figure out what exactly happened. I just saw pop up out of nowhere. He immediately got DQ'd. It hasn't taken too long, if I'm honest. We're only about 10 laps into this race. I'm already running out of things to say.
So we're going to find out what exactly happened here to Andrew Nolan. See, as we wait. He stopped on the racetrack.
And got sent to hell. Yeah, and that was round about the time that the DQ kicked in, because as soon as he got back into the pits, well, that either way you slice it, Andrew Nolan is out of this race, which you don't need to be a rocket surgeon to know that that is not ideal.
That is not ideal. Back to the live action here. As the field is bunched up, we are ready to go back green here. Everybody side by side, lap 10 of 50. Oh, so Andrew Nolan was asked to be DQ'd, as we were finding out. Thank you, Howie. All right, never heard of that happening, but here we go. Pace car is out and off the racetrack. And let's go back racing here around Daytona. 41 lap to go. Jeff Maconi, he gets a great restart right down to the bottom of the racetrack. And he is pulling away. He's actually bringing Terry Henry with him in second. Eric Thomas is sitting in that third spot, but has nowhere to go. Can't fill the gap on the low line. And everybody really spread out here, as one car is actually down to the apron, unless he's coming out of the pits. All of a sudden, I'm not even sure who that was. I think that was Andrew Register. So, not entirely sure, but a little bit of confusing series of events. So, okay, so Andrew Register is damaged, just finding that out now. That's why he pulled off to the apron. But now you have about, 10 cars there in that lead pack as they come across the line here. But Jeffrey Maconi, now your race leader.
And look at how small this front pack is now compared to what we had at the start of this race. Only a matter of like 12 laps ago before all the stuff started to hit the fan. Now it's really broken up. These racers are still treating it like the final lap, though. Look at them bumping like madmen and snaking around this track like a snake. I still do not have a good feeling about this field, Adam. I'll be completely honest. I feel like some other sort of chicanery is going to go down here soon.
Well, they didn't give you much of a choice but to not trust them. But Eric Thomas has now gone out in front. That's because the high side really going, and we got a big crash in the middle of the pack. Big crash. Multiple cars involved, and it's still going on down the front straightaway. What the hell happened?
That right there, I can't even say that was a commentator's jinx. I called that. I called it. I know I did. We nearly had another driver flip. That was a 34 ramped
and
up on the side. The 28 came in for the kill. I think there were some more drivers coming in for the slightly lesser kill here. Oh, boy. I don't know what it is about these ARCA cars. We've seen it in real life, and we've seen it in the sim already. They have a strange ability to flip almost like open wheelers in an odd sense. Any sort of like front-to-back contact, you guys see a driver get airborne.
Well, let's take a look and see exactly what happened. It's just like the first wreck. What is this? What is this? Like the 34 tonight. The 34 tonight has just been absolutely demolished.
Oh,
like there's nothing he can do.
Sorry, I'm gonna raise the 77. Who, I mean, it was a pack. It was a pack of cars that were coming in like Exocet missiles. And they basically did to themselves what started off the incident in the first place and set the number 77 off into this pack like a crochet ball shot out of a cannon. 34's out of this race. They've already used a fast repair. So there's the 77. They tried to go 4 wide, hang down the tri-oval, which you can do if you're running in a Formula V, kinda, not really. If you're a Mosquito, you can go 4 abreast through there. In an ARCA car, you really can't. So we'll roll this back one more time with the 77. Even this racing for this was probably the battle for about 16th at best. These racers were still treating it as if it was the final lap of the race. Here comes a 3, mighty run. There's the 4 half spun. There's a car slow. They crash, and the 34 gets whacked out of nowhere.
34 of Jacob Yoder tonight has just been beaten up. He's done tonight. He was in the first crash of the night. He was in this crash. I imagine there's probably some tempers with him so far. Yeah, that was honestly unacceptable. Just what happened right there. If I'm race control, I'm getting on the loud mic and I'm saying, y'all need to calm it down a little bit.
Oh,
There's
you haven't heard.
Reason.
You have not heard, like Howie and I have had, the classic Mr. Jeff Maconi butt chewing that he has given to some people. Howie can attest to this because I believe Howie was a producer for that show. It was Fast Fridays a little while ago for an Indy 500 broadcast. I believe one of the drivers out there on the racetrack, Jeremy Briggs, was my co-commentator for that. And we had a driver clear the catch fence heading into 3. I think we ran about 90% of that race under yellow.
Oh, we're going to go green flag racing as we're just being told by Howie, our producer tonight. Okay. And there's still a boatload of cars still trying to catch the field. So
there's nobody there. It's like a circuit city in the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s or today.
Well, they're going to get a nice little big old slipstream because they're going to be going 170 miles per hour when the green flag comes out. And you can tell a lot of cars went to the pit lane before it was open, so that's why that top side is very, very small. Pace car is off, green flag will fly, and once again, we are racing here at Daytona. Good restart by Eric Thomas, who was leading the race when the caution came out. Jeff Maconi lined up on his outside. Here they go into 1 and 2 side by side through the first 5 rows of cars. And that low line, it's going to get moving pretty quickly here unless a lot of people decide they want to go to that top side. But you got to wonder when they're going to go to the pharmacy and take a chill pill here, as we're only on lap number 15 of the 50 scheduled here tonight, with 3 green white checker attempts that can possibly be used. There's the 38 of Tyler Reed, getting a little bit squirrely down the back straightaway, collects it back down into 3 and 4 now. 3 wide further back. Nobody else going with him, but another great move there by that. I couldn't quite tell the number of that car, but a great move, good patient move, found the gap, got clear. And now it's Eric Thomas with Terry Henry right behind him, giving him a big old shove. And now guys trying to go back down to the apron. As now everybody's starting to fire side by side through the first almost 10 rows of cars. And everything is getting out of control here quickly here, Ron. I don't have a good feeling about this.
If they wreck again, I swear I'm going to break out the harmonica. Look at them nearly fending at 3 wide as they head their way down the super stretch into 3 and 4. Jeff Maconi, the Pied Piper of this field, hoping that no sort of shenanigans go down, but it's ARCA at Daytona, so something's going to take place, as that's Terry Henry with a code brand moment off through turn number 4. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm just going to zip it right now.
We were going to pretend that Ron really wasn't here tonight, and that might actually end up happening, as Nathan Barrows now up to the race lead in the NOS Energy Drinks number 90. And then you got Nicholas Barrows right behind him in the 19 machine, really giving him a good push here. You know who else is up here? We got JD Lard. He is in the number 29. He's getting a good push here. Jeffrey Maconi, he's kind of stuck in the middle of all this, but keeping an eye. Maybe thought about making a move, got shoved down to the apron, but ends up holding on to it. He's got a little bit of help, though, as that top side got really out of shape here, and now they're losing cars one by one. Aiden Dillenbeck goes down. Oh, no!
Oh, another driver upside down.
Oh, my.
Oh, that's a 5. Oh, that's Quapple.
That's a 5. That's Carson Quapple.
No!
Oh!
The
117 of Terry Henry. Oh, my. Let's take a look at what happened. And you can see that the 117 of Terry Henry lost a little bit of pace there, but the incident happening further up the field with the number 30. Oh, man. Not good. David Moransky involved. Let's just see, get a closer look. Moransky, he tried to make that bottom lane move, and then 37 of Joe Squatter. You're gonna have to help me with that one, Ron.
Squatterelia, I believe.
Squatterelia. All right. Made a move to block it off.
Yeah, I want to see that from the 5's perspective, because they had a trip. Quapple had a wild ride in that.
Yeah, the Carson Quapple. Oh man, unfortunate night here so far for him. He's been up and down, up and down, up and down. So the number 20 of Carson Quapple into the pits, as there is a singular car still on the racetrack. Let's see here.
It was Quapple, I believe, was the other one that... The 5 isn't Quapple. Well, he's got a 5 on his car. I know that for sure.
He's the number 20. He's the number 20.
He's the number 20 in sim. God, I despise when Trading Paints has a different number on a car and one in the sim. That's the 5 on it, but it's actually the 20 in the sim. If anyone wants to write a complaint to Trading Paints, join us in a class action complaint. Let's see this bad boy.
Yeah, he went for a ride here. He's on that outside, and here's where the wreck will happen. See the 49, he's actually trying to make a lane, that middle lane work, gets blocked off, then moves up top. You know, all these drivers, they're just trying to maintain a little bit of a healthy gap to react quickly, and unfortunately for Quapple, just an innocent bystander, rolls a couple of times and comes to a complete stop, or keeps rolling. He actually stays out on the racetrack. He doesn't go down pit lane right away, so he will use a fast repair. Let's take a look at those fast repairs real quick, unless we're going green this time. It looks like we're going green this time, so. There we go. So everybody except for Thomas Krickenberger. I saw Kirk Mills hasn't used his. So, but yeah, most of these drivers have used their fast repairs so far.
And also keeping tabs on this, last night we ended with the highest driver having 28x. Right now we're at 20 and we're not even 20 laps in.
Well, pace car is in. We are green as Cameron Verplank leads the field away here with Chris Amon on his outside. Blake Dorney in third, and now Nathan Barrows trying to move into fourth and trying to keep in front of the pole sitter of Dylan Drilling. As now he's coming down to right away. Man, this race has just been... I'm not sure how we describe it without being somewhat a little mean, so we're going to wait a little bit.
I'll just describe it with random keyboard smash. Give me one moment here. Kessel Jill for double guff cuff.
Most normal ARCA at Daytona. Yes, and I will be honest. I went to Talladega Super Speedway a couple years ago, in 2024 for the spring race, and that was the first time an ARCA race at a super speedway went from green to checker with just the one yellow, which was for the competition yellow. I'm not even kidding. I witnessed in person an ARCA Menards race go green to checker without a wreck.
I feel like that is rarer than watching Bigfoot ride a unicorn.
It was the first time it's ever happened. I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, get ready for a bleep show, because that's what this is going to turn into. And it didn't. I was like, really? I was so excited because the rest of the weekend there wasn't really much that happened either. As now Dylan Dorelli now getting out to the race lead with Nicholas Barrows in second. Jeremy Briggs on that outside line getting some help from Carson Quapple, who did use his fast repair. He's back into the top five here, battling for a race win as we are now on lap number 22. And we'll be curious to see how many drivers are going to try and push a little bit harder as the laps start to tick by, but we're not even at the halfway point here, Ron. And Jeff Maconi is all the way back down to 13.
Yeah, so Maconi is in the midst of the Hornet's nest, and I don't think he is very happy about that position he finds himself in. We'll say, though, the wonders of iRacing fast repairs and chaotic yellows. Carson Quaffle, who was upside down in that latest incident, is now running second on the top row, second in this race at the moment, battling with third with your leader on the bottom end of Dylan Drilling. So, yeah, that shows you once again that you can never say never in these ARCA races.
Nope, never say never. You never know what can happen. And that's exactly what we're getting tonight. You never know what can happen, as so far, so good. Knock on some wood. As everybody's still side by side, actually through the entire field, it's pretty much side by side. As Jeremy Briggs ticking off the laps here. But if I'm Jeremy Briggs, I do not feel comfortable whatsoever at this point. Because you're on that top side, you're leading the race, you have a professional driver of Carson Quaffle right behind you. You also have a lot of really fast drivers as well. It's going to come down to strategy at this point and how you run your race. And right now the field actually fairly calm comparatively to the previous 23 laps that we've gone through.
Yeah, it is very calm at the moment. I think everybody has learned their lesson, knowing my luck, I jinxed it. We're going to see a 15-car pile up in about 10 seconds' time. But going back to what you said about Jeremy Briggs maybe feeling a little bit uncomfortable at this field, I will say, and this is honest, even for Jeremy Briggs up at the front, he's not going to be comfortable at all. I wouldn't feel comfortable standing in the press box or even being at the bottom of Lake Lloyd.
Well, Jeremy  if he can hold on to this for just a couple more laps out in front, He will have led the most laps so far on the night. And that's a big deal as Dylan Dwelling, excuse me, trying to push up on that low side and keep that low line going. But what's not helping anybody is the third groove, the middle line, as Jeff Maconi will start that train rolling forward now as more drivers start to pick up the middle lane here, trying to hang out that top side out to dry. You have Jeremy Briggs still out in front, though, as now the getting a little bit more nervous. 3 wide's not easy to drive with consistently here at Daytona, and Jeff Maconi makes the moves work, and now he's into second, going to be battling for the race lead down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. They go, and now we start lap number 25, and we are almost halfway through this one, and this is the most green flag laps we have had here so far, Ron.
It's a low bar. I'm pretty sure a tardigrade could bump its head on it, but we have cleared that bar nonetheless. Looking at the pack a little bit broken up behind, that may cause the momentum to stall slightly as they fan out a little bit. I think we may have just briefly jinxed it, but they keep it going in a straight line. We still remain green past the halfway mark of this 50-lap long race. Jeremy Briggs holding on to the top spot. That, I believe,
oh, no!
Oh, that was a huge hit.
Huge hit for Terry Henry, and 1, 2. Oh, more cars involved. Oh, no. I was just hoping for like 2 or 3 cars. Nope, that didn't happen. Terry Henry. What happened here? It starts with Terry Henry as we see some cars just getting out of the way here. And to answer that question, no, we'll be here all night if we have to be. I want to see a good damn finish like we did last night. And
oh, Terry Henry, I think, lived. He survived.
Oh, it was the other Hendricks car. I'm thinking about Tony Green. I apologize. They're running both Hendrick cars, and they both have 7s in the number. I'm sorry.
Golly. You know,
you got to take that wreck back all the way at the beginning of what happened there. Because there was a, let's see here. So the 90 right now, that's Nathan Burrows. He's getting a push. There's the 99 of Michael Winter. He got demolished. There was a car that like completely came back on the racetrack and lost control.
Yeah, I feel like times like this call for measures like this. Oh,
yep, see, I was right. I was right. It was okay. So Tony Green went down on Nathan Burrows there. Poor Nathan Burrows. He is collected once again. So you can see Tony Green goes a little bit lower and boom, right into the wall. Makes a little bit of contact, and that's all it takes on a racetrack like this. Just a tiniest bit of contact in the wrong spot, and you get this result. Just nasty crashes tonight. Oh, man.
Adam, I'll be honest, desperate times call for desperate measures. I feel like this is an appropriate time to break out an old broadcasting prop of mine. I hope that got picked up on the mic.
Oh, man. Well, we just got past halfway. We're on lap number 28 of 50 scheduled here. And we're under caution once again. It's just becoming a demolition derby at this point. Elimination style racing. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the tow truck drivers are making a great job. Yeah, Howie mentioning in the UK, it's 12:42 in the morning. So props are due to Howie Burrows in the production truck, pulling a very late night indeed. See, I, uh, uh, I'm not really sure what to add at this exact moment.
Well, just think about it, Ron. You got another night to come.
Yeah, I can't wait to go drink motor oil with you and O'Leary tomorrow. I have
As
discovered the
everybody,
greatest Gatorade flavor. It's called paint.
that explains that explains why you only have half a brain cell.
Yeah, that's generous.
That is, yeah. I'm giving you a lot there. It's mainly like an eighth of a brain cell, but here we are.
IQ of a mud flap. Oh boy.
Well, Thomas Kreckenberger still hasn't used a fast repair. Nicholas Barros has not used a fast repair as well. Has Kurt Mills used his? No, he hasn't. So we still got drivers out there. Jeff Maconi doesn't have, still has his. Oh man.
You know, we need to give an award to a racer who goes through the entirety of this event without using a fast repair. And I said the comment about seeing a fully green ARCA race as being like watching Bigfoot ride a unicorn. Seeing any driver of this 36 car field that started this race get away from this race without using a single fast repair and actually making it to the checkered flag. If anyone could do that, I will be absolutely stunned.
Well, Jeremy Briggs will be on the pole with Carson Quantville on his outside, Nicholas Barros in third, and J.D. Allard in fourth. And rounding out the top five, Matthew Hale. Somehow this guy just does not go away. He is up 31 spot. He started 36. So, who's going to come out on this one? There's your biggest mover so far in the hard charger right now, Matthew Hale, with 31 spots gained. That's quite a drive, and he has used his fast repair, but he has kept his nose clean since he was involved in a big incident. It was I think our second caution. I don't know. Can't remember. Too many to remember. So we are going to go back green flag racing here. Pace car has pulled off. Flagman with the green flag in his hands. We are back to racing once again here at Daytona here. I'm not sure what Jeremy Briggs was thinking there, but he goes to the top side to block off Carson Quapple here. And here they go through 1 and 2. That low line very discombobulated at this point. Everybody's going to right now organized up at the top side and really making it work here, just saying sayonara to that low side. No. Everybody take a chill pill. Like, seriously, there's going to need to be like a whole lot of prescriptions written out for chill pills. Like, let's watch that one more time here. You can just see what exactly has happened. You can see Krickenberger, not this greatest move, but everybody survives, so I guess we stay pointed forward here, as now we can see the 73 of Matthew Heel. He wants to complete the whole from last to first challenge here tonight, but he's only one car on that bottom side. And actually, what I'm so confused in what happened. We were in a replay and all of a sudden
that nearly died again coming out of 4. I'm looking at it on my own iRacing feed. Yeah, half the field. Oh, they actually did wreck. In fact, I am shocked that didn't bring a yellow out. There was, I believe, Terry Henry and the 117 car was in the midst of it. He made contact with the 27 of Krickenberger, and it just fanned out from there. That's why the field right behind our current pack just scrambled away. Yeah, there it is. See,
Well,
Adam, you said that this race was maybe going to be a show, and you're right.
If there's anything I know about ARCA racing, this is what it can turn into very, very quickly and very, very easily. And now it's just those two lonely cars on the bottom side of the racetrack, and look at this line on the top side.
I'm going to say this in no uncertain terms. I've been broadcasting for long enough whereby I feel like I have some pull. If these racers that we have on screen right now all wreck, I am leaving.
No, you're not. You are chained here for the rest of your life. You are serving a life sentence. As Jeremy Briggs
Yay!
now takes us to less than 20 to go. We're now 18 laps to go here at Daytona. I still feel like we got another caution in this. I just have this gut feeling that it is going to happen, just because you have those two lonely cars on the bottom side, and they're gonna be driving their hearts out here to try and at least push forward here. But it isn't working too well for them because they can't quite catch Jeremy Briggs or Carson Quaffle. And everybody just doing everything they can. Just doing everything they can to stay pointed forward here. 18 laps to go now. It's going to be 17 when they cross this time. And it is just, that bottom side, it just looks so lonely. It looks very, very lonely. You know what would be good at this point, Ron?
Oh, no.
A debris caution. As I just hear,
oh no! Somebody threw my harmonica out there on the racetrack. No, I'm not going to do that. I load up Marvin the Martian. Adam, Adam and I have done a lot of broadcasts, both here on Maconi Entertainment and on other networks as well. And have you gotten a chance to hear my Marvin the Martian voice? Because we've had our moments on the air. You've heard my country accent on several occasions. You heard me do a redneck accent advertising kettle bottom soup. Have you heard my Marvin the Martian voice?
I don't think I have.
Oh, I'm going to blow up the field.
I can sense the disappointment. Howie loves the Marvin the Martian voice. Yeah, I felt that. Howie loves the Marvin the Martian voice. I think that first came out back in the summer. We were doing a broadcast together for an Xfinity Series race at Indianapolis, and I got to the point where I was talking like Marvin the Martian for I think a full lap, and tried to do a Kermit the Frog impression. I believe Marty Zaccallo, one of our other colleagues here at Maconi Entertainment, damn near wet himself laughing so hard. So the more you know.
The more you know. Well, guess what? There's 3 cars now in the bottom line of this lead pack, and that is definitely helped because now Matthew Heel into second. He wants the race lead. He would love to win this here tonight after starting in 36th position. He would love to get a race win, and hopefully we be able to interview him after, because let's just be real. You go from last to first like you did with Ross Chastain. Uh-oh. Something's happened. Let's see what happened here to Carson Quaffle here. Oh. Unfortunate day for Carson Quaffle. You can just see him. He's running, and then all of a sudden goes kaboom. That engine just said, sayonara. Better luck next time. But guess what? Matthew Hill's the leader of this race with Jeff Maconi giving him a shove. You can see Tristan Help. He's doing everything he can. He would love to lead this. And that once now 8-car lead pack is now 6 cars.
Yeah, and I will say, and this is honest, I appreciate this. I have some newfound respect for a 6-car pack. Oh, no!
No, Matthew Hill and Jeff Maconi come together. Matthew Hill keeps the car pointed forward. And a big crash there for Maconi. Hard into the wall. And now this is now turned into a 2-car race between Dylan Drelling and Jeremy Briggs. Let's see what happened here. I'm guessing it was... It was the top lane that came down, and Fortunate there for Matthew Hale. I mean, that could have been absolutely disastrous.
Now, I will say, and this is honest, because I've said some odd stuff on the air already on this show. See, I do have admin permissions for this race. I could have called a yellow for that, but no.
But
No.
I think if you would have done that, Howie would have had a stroke.
If we have like 20 cars on a restart and a big pileup, see, as I said earlier on, if the lead pack crashed, I would get out of here. We've got 12 laps left to go, and I'm hoping we run green to the end. I just have an idea. Give me one moment.
I bet we broke the system, the yellow flag system on iRacing with how many cautions there's been tonight.
Yeah, we've had like 7 yellows. Have we had 7 yellows? I'm trying to think now. Like 6. I think 6. 6. There's definitely room to make a 6-7 joke there. I just realized. Damn it. But regardless, yeah, it's been a wild one here at Daytona. I think it is fair to say, and yeah, between sound effects, between me screeching like an irate cat.
I'm gonna have a stroke just reading that. Okay, well, I guess I'm on my own here. Because, okay, now he's back. Okay, thank the Lord. Oh, cool. I get to do this on my own. We're gonna do this podcast style all of a sudden. What? I will
do this podcast style.
It's pretty much been like that as we are now 10 laps to go here. Hey, there's a pack forming up here. There's a pack forming up here, Ron. And like we talked about last night, power numbers. And there's only 2 cars leading this race. It's a 5.9 second gap between this pack and the front 2. And that can go away very, very quickly here. I don't know why guys are getting out of line.
Yeah, they're still going for it, and they're bumping through the turns. I hope this doesn't end in catastrophe. I really do. I really do. There's a battle for the final podium spot. Everybody wants to win this race. These drivers really can't because the top 2 have just driven away. But they can still get a podium. And considering that pretty much everybody in this field has been hooked up to a tow truck at some point, I think everybody would be happy to be on a podium spot.
Ron, the gap went from 5.9 seconds to 5.3 seconds in just a matter of a lap. This can actually still happen. If this pack stays together, they can really push themselves up to the front 2 and be in contention to win this. As I'm calculating the time through my head, it is very much on still. But they got to stay bunched up together here and not make moves like they were making. But the fact that they even gained almost 4/10, but no, not 4/10, almost 8/10 of a lap in time. I mean, it's starting to go down quickly here. One car gets out of line down into the grass as Ron is now crying like he needs a pacifier and some warm milk. The gap is still starting to close. 4.8 seconds. This is now the story, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look and see what exactly happened there. And that is Jamie Howell leading the pack, gets turned, saves it. Hey, save of the day right there.
Yeah,
save of the day
for sure.
Code Brown moment.
No,
guys, what the hell? See, this is where I wish I had race control and be like, what the actual?
The 73 just pretty much ran flat out down the pits as a result of that moment as well. So that may be a penalty that could be coming down. I do want to say that, actually, I believe the left flags have been cleared.
So what happened here? What happened here, guys? Y'all are running in a pack together trying to catch the leaders. That's just dumb. Why would you make that move? Why?
Doing
It's
something
called
like that.
control.
Yeah, doing something like that, that's basically the equivalent of hanging a guy for shoplifting. Why? That was totally... we nearly had another driver flip as well.
I'm going to have to go to the hospital after this because I feel a stroke coming. I legitly feel a freaking stroke coming on here. You guys, like, y'all are in a pack. Y'all are faster than the leaders. You just have to stay together and you catch them and you have a chance to win. And that just totally ruins it. Totally ruined it. But I guess the gap has slightly come down. 4.7 seconds. But there's no more powers in number. So, oh man. There better be a big old debrief after this one. Because, yeah. I mean, this race has... We could have had our epic finish, and now it is literally a two-car battle with our pole sitter of Dylan Drelling and Jeremy Briggs. Like, that's who at this point is going to win this race. 5 laps to go. Howie, don't you dare put that on us. I'm not even going to repeat what he just said.
Yo, I will.
You better have like a wooden desk or
bet
something.
that these two are gonna crash coming to the white flag, and you know if that happens, I don't even know what the reaction would be.
You both better go find your desk. Better be wood, or you better find some wood to knock on. Because I swear to God, I swear to God.
Oh, God dang it! I just broke my knuckles doing that so hard.
Ron Bond, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be here all week. Dylan Drelling with 4 laps to go, just leading. All he has to do is just keep a comfortable pace. Good start to Pony Entertainment in 2026. Well, it definitely wasn't this. I mean, last night was actually not too bad, if we're being completely honest, comparatively to what tonight's turned into.
Yeah,
but now,
last night was all right. This has been this has been a slaughterhouse.
Well, there's 3 cars at least running together here, trying to catch the leaders, but their time is running out. And for Jeremy Briggs, see, you know what Jeremy Briggs is probably doing? He's throttling that the throttle. He's just nice and easy, you know, just a little bit of good throttle control, and that's exactly how you have to do super speedway racing. It's just not mash the gas and go. Yeah, he's not even... That's not 100%, right?
Yeah, he's not at the red line, it doesn't seem like.
No, he's running a controlled race, which is what you have to do. Whenever I get into an iRacing lobby, anytime I'm in a NASCAR iRacing lobby, like either Daytona or Talladega, unless you're leading, you don't mash the pedal. Even if you're leading, you gotta run a controlled race. And if you are in that second pack, like you're just needing to control the race, the time has dropped off between second and third, 3.7 seconds. It's not going to be enough because guess what? White flag comes out this time. Next flag will end the race after they cross the line here. And it's just... Howie almost gave me a heart attack too there. In case y'all are wondering. Our producer's been very good, except he's given me a stroke and almost a heart attack tonight. Final lap here. One more time around here. And again, next flag will end the race. Here goes Jeremy Briggs. He's going to try and make the move early. Down the back straightaway. He gets almost alongside. Can't make the move. He's sticking right there, trying to use a little bit of side drafting as much as he can down the back straightaway. Has a nose out in front, now a full car length out in front. And now Dylan Drelling trying to pull it back here. He goes down to the inside using the side draft, a little bit of door banging. Here they come to turn number 4. Exit of turn 4, side by side as they come to the line here. It's going to be Jeremy Briggs who wins here on night 2 of Maconi Boot Camp. As I don't even want to know, Tony Green goes spinning through the infield. I just don't want to. at that point. What happened there?
Yeah, I want to give
But-
some love to Tony Green's internet service provider because I saw that his ping was in the 400s at the start of that final lap.
Wow. What an
Certified
interesting race.
banger.
In the most literal sense that we could say that. Well, Jeremy Briggs, our race winner, just 3 minutes after the hour. Second goes to Dylan Drelling.
Oh, I've had a bad idea pop into my head here, Adam. So just to quickly touch on it, we had 2 drivers end up on 28X here in this race, but I'm going to go through the entirety of the field that actually took the start and see how many incident points were accrued throughout this race. Special shout out to Jeremy Briggs, your race winner, 12X at the end of this race, and another one of our Maconi Entertainment colleagues, Kirk Mills, finished with a 4X, which to do a 4X in a race like that is a goddamn miracle.
Well, here's your
no, we
final.
got a driver with 32X. Sorry, we have a winner. 32X at the end of this race.
And who was that?
That was George Ledsma Jr. in the number 44 car.
On the screen is your finishing order there. We're tired. Our voices are almost gone. 911 needs to be called.
I just realized I've got to be on the air again in 2 hours. Ugh.
Well, we'll go ahead. We'll bring in Jeremy Briggs here, our race winner here tonight. Jeremy Briggs. If he's still muted.
I'm here.
All right, good. Jeremy Briggs, congratulations, winning night 2 of the Maconi boot camp. You ran a pretty lonely race there towards the end.
Yeah, we did. I had a couple teammates in my ears. We were just talking about what I wanted to do there. I just wanted to stay tucked up with him and just try to be there at the end. And I was like, I'll just get to his outside, see what happens. Jeff was giving me a couple pointers there at the end, and Jeff was a good help. And boy, it was a little stressful there. There was a lot of cars out there tonight, and I appreciate Jeff putting this on.
Well, just talk about the race from your standpoint, from the start of the race to when the checkered flag fell.
Well, at least this race, I didn't unadmin myself and get disconnected. So that was a good start to this race. I actually made it to the start of the green, and that was fun. We were in some wrecks, tried to avoid wrecks, and the Red Seas parted ways there on the backstretch with all those drivers getting involved in that wreck to kind of let the 2 of us get away.
Well, the pack behind you was coming through the field or was coming up the racetrack, and they could have caught you two. But then they decided that they weren't going to stay together anymore, and that was the end of it.
I was sweating bullets because I knew if they were smart and got together, they were going to have something for us, and we were going to be sitting ducks, just those 2 cars.
Well, congratulations. You led more laps than the pace car tonight, so that's another W. So that's got to feel good. And then tomorrow night, hopefully a little less carnage and a little more racing.
Absolutely. Enjoyed getting that top line working. Hopefully everybody enjoyed watching that at home. It was a good time. I think Carson Quaff was pushing me for a while, and that was cool. It was a good time to do this. I got to thank all my anything but talent teammates for being in my ears tonight. Warpath Graphics for throwing this awesome paint scheme together. Maconi Entertainment, you guys for putting this on for a broadcast tonight. Sliders Bar and Grill, Best Friends Animal Society. Everybody that makes this happen. Pissed Out Popcorn, can't forget him. And hopefully we'll talk again tomorrow.
All right. Congratulations, Jeremy. And we'll see you hopefully tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll bring in Kurt. Oh, no, Kurt left. Okay. All right. Kirk Mills joining us here. Kurt, if I remember right, Ron just said you had the least amount of incident points tonight.
That was all I was going for. That was it. All right. No one wrecked my car. Look at that sticker. What does it say? Do not crash this car. Guess what? No one did. And I still got top 15. Gotta tell you, man, From the get-go, we had so many cars out there trying to race. We had like 8 people who couldn't even get in the dang thing. And because of that, you know, these guys in the top 35 got to feel a little bit privileged, very happy to be able to be here. Those 8 didn't get to go. And because of that, you got to be, you know, planning to stick it out the whole thing. But by the end, if I finished 11th, something is wrong. Okay, that's the truth of the matter, Adam. And Ron, you too. Gotta say, so many accidents, so many drivers just weaving and trying to do crazy moves. I'm starting to get a feeling that I am in a video game. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it was tonight. But so big props going out there to Briggs, winning the whole thing. I was cool, happy for him. But thank you for putting that on my little tag there. Did not crash this car. Hell yeah, I like that. Oh man, but I gotta tell you guys, y'all did a great job tonight. Race was terrible, but somehow happened, and I can't believe I can say I beat Carson Qualfield Sunday, and I didn't even get to see him next to me at all. He left early, so I'll take the win there. That's cool.
Well, you did a good job keeping the car clean, and really that's all you can ask.
Yeah, that's it. Give me the car, let me get it to the end, and then I'll be smiling at the end just like everybody else. And Maconi Entertainment, way to go. I like it.
All right. Well, thank you, Kurt, for the comments, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Boogity boogie.
Well, Ron, I'm going to give you a chance to describe that one.
No description necessary. I'm going to give the results of my tally that I've been working on over these interviews. I'm going to list out the incident points that we had. Grand total for the field, 583. Divide that between 36 racers. That means that we had 16x on average for the entire field, which would have meant that these racers were one bit of wall contact away from getting disqualified. Biblically accurate incident points indeed.
Oh, man, that's crazy. And the most was what, 32 you said?
Correct, yeah, 32. Range from 32 at the highest to Kirk Mills at 4 for the lowest, which, as I said earlier on in the show, and I'll say it once again, anybody who are able to get through this race without using their faster pair, I commend your patience and your ability to operate a motor vehicle without giving a bad bump through a turn and sending a driver into the catch fence at a rate of 116 quintillion miles per second.
Well, if you enjoyed this, or if you at least sat through this race tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, like this video, and we will be back here tomorrow night. I will not be here tomorrow night. Ewan O'Leary will be here along with Ron Mons. And of course, Howie Burrows behind the camera. But thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your efforts, and thank you all for watching at home here tonight. And my name is Adam Thompson. For Ron Mons, Howie Burrows, and everyone here at Maconi Entertainment, we will say good night, and we will see